So, there's a beautiful quote by Bren Brown which says that stories are nothing but data with soul. If you want people to be able to relate to you, to be able to recall the message that you have, to be able to recall a central message that you're trying to picture, please, I would say, reduce the statistics, the facts by 70% and replace that 70% with solid stories. Storytelling is a solid business skill. What is my intent at Nyra Leadership Consulting? I'm the founder of that company. We really want to enable leadership effectiveness by letting people get better at 3 skills, which are skills of future that shows our study, which is creativity, communication, and strategic thinking. So why is it that stories have such a high recall value? Why is it that if I ask you who is the villain in Sholay, you're going to have a recall much stronger as compared to if I ask you what did you eat last week same time? So what makes stories so fungible? Why is it that stories stick with you? Well, it seems like there is a biology to it. The biology is that when you are telling a good story or when you're listening to a good story, you're actively creating hormones in your body. And it is these hormones that ensure that stories get embedded in your freaking cells. So don't underestimate the power of a good story. Our aim is to touch the lives of 1.5 million people by 2026 by enabling them to get better at these 3 arenas, which is communication, creativity, and strategic thinking. My name is Ridima Wali, and that was my speaking discussion on the topic of breaking the glass ceiling. I have with me 3 spectacular women leaders who've really broken the glass ceiling, broken the stereotypes to niche an identity of their own. Let's get started. So I think, Vinita, let's get started with you only. What does the term glass ceiling actually mean from a corporate setup to you?
So see, glass ceiling is consciously and unconsciously you can have in your mind, but it's not there. But yes, many organizations and in many families I have personally seen. I belongs to Indore. It's not a metro city, but it's a kind of a developing city for us. So here, they are taught like that only, and they see in their family, how much you can grow. You are at manager level, so that's sufficient for you. You go with that. But the person who has the, I want to grow, for them, there is no glass ceiling. But yes, you need a support system from the organization. The management and the top people should have some buy-in for the female staff, and the family should also be there, who encourage you to grow further. So glass ceiling can be a mindset. Glass ceiling can be an unconscious effort of organization also.
Ankita, what are the reasons that women are often asked this question, are you hitting the glass ceiling?
I think I would say primarily it's the culture also, like she just mentioned, that, initial age itself, we have always been taught, we have been told that there are limitations. Yeah. There will be limitations. And when you enter probably the corporate world where you are capable enough, you would be able to contribute meaningfully, and you have that platform. That's when you actually start exploring, and you can see that glass ceiling, right? Which is in a sense invisible. But fortunately today, when we talk about 2022, things have improved.
Aparna, your view please. Is it a cultural thing or do you think it's prevalent across?
Yeah, so to answer your first question, I think it is prevalent across. However, the intensity of that prevalence will differ from country to country and, culture to culture and continent to continent. Yeah. Obviously, we all know, it's a no-brainer that Europe is most friendly towards women in that context, and that is because of the progressive policies that are in place since the last 50, 60 years. So we have to understand the context, that is one. Second, if we come to Asia, the women-friendly policies were introduced in India only a few years back. Yeah. So definitely it's also related to the evolution of the economy.
Thank you so much for being at your most candid self, your most authentic self, and adding value to this conversation. Thank you very much, guys. To begin this honor of the felicitation, I'd like to call upon our wonderful stage this exceedingly beautiful, vibrant, chirpy actress and artist par excellence. Ladies and gentlemen,